I'm going to walk through an example of how the command pattern can alleviate the need for a mock. Imagine a very simple service. I've set this up so it's as easy as possible to get something that requires an external service that we can't just directly test. So there's a controller, it gets a new value, the model knows how to update the value, and it does so by calling this external service and send a message to the external service with the payload of an update message. Now, in the conventional world, if we wanted to unit test the model, if we're using mocks, you might switch out the external service for a mock external service, and then you would call the update value function on model, and then you would check with the mock external service to see what calls were made and make sure that that array of calls has exactly one entry, and then we would check to see whether the updated message matches the expected message we get. The problem with this, of course, is that now we've mocked out the external service, and we have to, if the model ever stopped using this particular external service as the destination, our unit test would have to know about it. So we've just revealed some of the internal implementation details of the model. So there's an alternative. Instead, first we do a little refactor. So the controller still gets the message, or still gets the request, the post request, and it calls the model, and it says, I want to update the value. But the model doesn't know about the external service at all. It has no reason to. What it sends back instead is it adds a return type to the update value method, and the update value now returns a command. So the command comes back to the controller, and the command then has a method on it called getMessage. The great thing about commands is they can be immutable really easily. They're just data objects, super simple, and now the controller then sends the command to the external service. So it will call send with the command it got back .getMessage as the payload. And now when we want, and so then the command sends the update message to the external service. But now we don't need to know anything about the external service in order to test the model, because what we actually do here is call update value with the expected value, get the command, and then we call getMessage and compare it to the expected message. So we can ignore that this exists while still getting all of the same properties of unit testing the model as we would had we mocked out that external service.